We really try to find more performance in the car. Hopefully this weekend will be a bit better because the last few races, especially Mercedes and McLaren, they've been very, very strong. They have had very solid weekends where they hit the ground running and the car just seemed to get better and better. So we'll have to try and do something like that as well from here onwards. But time will tell.
I've always enjoyed it here, to be honest, since I was much younger. I've probably been coming here for almost 10 years. So I've always loved it. Nice people, normally good weather. And it's hot, but it's a fun circuit. It's quick in these cars and always a good challenge. And I think typically one I've always performed well at. So excited to see what we can do. I think the car's running well. The team are doing a good job. And another chance for us to try to get the max points we can.
Obviously, looking back, the last 4 races have been very, very difficult, and especially on my side, we've been looking at it. Obviously, we went quite extreme with the setup, especially to try and cure the issues we had, especially with the bouncing that we've had recently since Barcelona, really. And on my side, I took a bit of risk going up and down with the setup to try and find a solution to it. And when it's like this, you pay the price with the results, and that's what happened in the last 4 races.
Yeah, it's a very small modification in the floor that we're hoping that could help with the issues that we've been battling recently. Where it will work or not, we need a bit of time to see. The team is pushing flat out to revert the situation because clearly we've been outdeveloped by our competitors, and now we're trying to fight back and get ourselves back in the mix.
On both sides of the garage, I think we've worked very well together to identify where we went wrong. I think the fact that we're in the hunt for that. I don't think we were. Before the rain came, we were not the fastest car on track. We were 4th and 5th. Through the weather conditions and whatnot, we were able to get into a good position. And unfortunately, we made some errors from there. But I think the opportunities are always very, very tough to come by. And I think we're creating some of our own.
Yeah, I think the team is fully focused. With the preparation I had with my engineers, with everyone back in the factory. We are all fully focused on the track, and. At the end of the day, we know that this is a long season. There is a lot of races ahead, and the most important, things can change very quickly, So, head down, and I'm focused on things that I can change, and the rest is out of my hands.
I think the biggest takeaway is we sort of stayed as one as a team. We everybody stuck together, and there's been no major changes within the organisation of Mercedes. I think that's something that sets this team apart from many others, and it's so far it seems like we've done a really great job of that. So we're just hoping to continue on this journey.
I wouldn't say that I've done a huge amount in the sense of celebrating it. I went back and I flew back, and I guess ultimately in. Not in disbelief, but just I was really proud when I got back to London, and then I stayed in. And I watched the highlights, and had a nice curry with a couple of friends, and then got up the next day and went for a great run around Hyde Park.
I think in Barcelona, we started the weekend on the wrong foot, and we could not recover from that bad FP1, let's say. In Austria, with the sprint weekend, you only have one free practice, and again, we didn't optimize the package. And in Silverstone, we had a little bit more normal weekend. Let's see here. It's another hot track, maybe similar to Barcelona in terms of corner speeds and things. So it's a challenge for us.
A good home race result for us. 7th and 8th was nice. And very different conditions this weekend. It's pretty hot, and it's. I'm sure it's going to be a very different weekend with the track layout, with the heat. We have some new bits on the car too, so a lot to learn this weekend.
Austria was very good. Then we brought the updates to Silverstone, which added more performance and was a good step forward. And I think so far this season, obviously we had the halfway point after Silverstone that we are definitely one of the positive surprises this season. And obviously our ambition and target is to try and keep that up for the rest of the season.
The race before in Silverstone, I was pretty happy with my performance, and I actually how I executed that points, especially in a situation that we didn't really expect much in the points at that week. So yeah, definitely gave me extra confidence into this week. So we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we can be back to the shape that we had in first 7 races and yeah, just maximize performance.
It's hard to have a perfect weekend and for everything to go well, driving, mechanical things. So it feels like, yeah, there's always something, but that's kind of the sport we're in. Things happen and not everything is always as it maybe could or should be, but it was nice to get a week of no racing. As much as I'm enjoying the racing, it was probably good for also the team just to reset and everyone to catch their breath and come into Budapest now with a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, and we got 2 before the break, and as always, 2 important ones, so ready to go.
On paper, from the free practice, I did 15 laps the whole weekend. It seemed to be slightly more difficult. We know the track, with all these long straights and the efficiency you need on the power and the aero side, maybe didn't favor our package. But I still think there would have been a chance to do something, and it was just a shame not to be able to race.
How did it all go down when it was clear that you wouldn't be in a race seat next year?
Yeah, well, I think it's been a very open conversation, very transparent. It's not, Ayao is a very honest guy, and I think that's kind of been the case with this team from the very beginning. So I think the process has been very, very good and very, very healthy, if you want, and honest at least. And I think right now still many seats available in Formula One for next year. It's all quite open, so I think the best thing to do is just to do good races, and that means you're staying in the hunt for those available seats.
It was one of them races where it all just came together a bit more on a track that also suited us, which has suited us historically. So it was nice. Obviously, we're trying to catch up and overtake the guy to my right, and at the same time try and create some space to Sauber. So we're doing the right thing, and it's we're going in the right direction. But similar to Pierre, we're not putting things on the car. It's just getting the car in a good place for the one weekend that suited our car.
Yeah, it's a track that we've been performing well in the past. Obviously, last year has been very short. Having the collision from the back, from Joe, and we both touched, unfortunately. So it hasn't gone our way. But this year we want to change, obviously, what happened in Silverstone, and hopefully, being able to do a decent weekend. But we need to do everything perfect first.
I think in general the track, I enjoy obviously driving here, but also for our car, like the certain stance with the track layout, it seems to be not a bad one for that, at least. Not many of our low stop and go corners, which suit us better. Are we going to be the same performance last year? Probably not as good as that, looking at how the season went, but I'm sure that we can definitely be making the step and try to put one step closer to that top 10 in qualifying.
It does kind of trend back more into like a Barcelona style circuit. So we're gonna have to wait and see, but I think obviously everyone's super happy and motivated coming off of a good Silverstone, and I think we can do our best to carry that into this weekend, try and find a good place with the car. Nonetheless, we do expect a difficult challenge.
Last year was good, so obviously hoping that it will be a strong race for us this weekend as well. But it's a good Grand Prix, so always looking forward to come here. Plenty of support as well. Lots of Finns actually come here, which is cool. And we've got some new bits in the car this weekend, and I think that's the main focus leading up to the weekend. And obviously hoping that it will bring us into a better place, because it was pretty tough triple header.